Your brain has a bad habit. It takes a tiny problem, sprinkles in imagination, and suddenly you're starring in a personal disaster movie you never auditioned for. You send a text, someone doesn't answer for 2 hours, and your brain goes, "Welp, they must be upset with you. Pack your emotional bags." A notification pops up from your bank, and your brain whispers, "We're broke. Hope you enjoyed electricity while it lasted." You're not broken. You're not dramatic. Your brain is simply doing what it was designed to do. Assume the worst so you stay prepared. The human brain evolved in an environment where everything around you could cause serious trouble. Predators, famine, rival groups, bad water, weird berries, the whole prehistoric buffet of threats. Back then, assuming everything was risky wasn't anxiety, it was strategy. If you heard a noise in the bushes and assumed it was a lion, the worst-case result was you looked jumpy. But if you assumed it was nothing, well, there's a good chance your story ended early. Your ancestors who overshot the threat meter lived long enough to have kids. The ones who relaxed too much didn't leave many descendants. So, congratulations, you come from a long line of professional overthinkers. Your brain is built on a simple rule. Bad things could hurt you, good things can wait. That means negative events get stored faster, hit harder, and stick longer. This is called negativity bias. And it's the reason you remember one rude comment from 2011 but can't recall the dozens of compliments you got last month. It's also why your brain inflates problems like it's trying to win an award for most dramatic nervous system. The brain treats every unknown as a possible threat because unknown used to mean unpredictable things. Weather shifts, animal movements, strangers, sickness, loss of resources. Today, the unknowns are things like late emails and weird text messages, but your brain reacts like you're still in a cave, hoping nothing unpleasant is lurking in the dark. Here's where it gets even messier. Your brain dislikes uncertainty more than it dislikes bad news. That's why waiting for results, waiting for a message back, waiting for a decision, those things feel worse than the actual outcome. When something is uncertain, your brain rushes in to fill the gap with the worst outcome so you can brace for it. It thinks it's helping. It's basically shouting, if we imagine the trouble now, it won't surprise us later. But in reality, all it does is stress you out early. And here's the hook. You've probably noticed your brain doesn't just assume the worst about the world, it assumes the worst about you. Miss one deadline, and suddenly you're questioning your entire life trajectory. Forget something small, and your brain runs a full diagnostic. Are we failing? Are we falling apart? Should we freak out? This isn't because you're weak. It's because your brain treats self-evaluation like survival evaluation. If you mess up, the group might judge you. If the group pushes you out, you lose support. If you lose support, well, your brain imagines you alone with the metaphorical lion again. Your brain has a flair for the dramatic. Halfway through this, you might be wondering, can you actually stop this worst-case machine in your skull? Or are we all just permanently wired for chaos thinking? The truth is, you can't remove the instinct, but you can override it. The same brain that jumps to the worst outcome can be trained to pause, reevaluate, and take a breath before hitting the emotional alarm button like it's a hobby. But, and here's the part most people never realize, you can't logic your way out of a survival instinct. You have to retrain it. One of the fastest ways to do this is recognizing the pattern as it starts. The moment your brain spirals into "it's all going wrong," stop and label it. Literally think, this is my threat response, not reality. This interrupts the loop long enough for your thinking brain to come back online. Another trick is asking your brain for the second worst possibility. Not the best case, just something slightly less dramatic. When you step down the fear ladder one rung at a time, your brain calms faster because it doesn't feel forced into fake positivity. The second key is learning to tolerate uncertainty. That's the part your brain dislikes the most. If you can sit with uncertainty for even a few moments without filling it with imagined problems, you'll retrain your nervous system to stop sounding false alarms. This is like telling your inner caveman, relax, it's not a lion, it's just a text message from someone who has a life. Your brain also assumes the worst when you're overloaded. Too little sleep, too much stress, scattered focus, constant stimulation. A tired brain is a dramatic brain. A rested brain is a reasonable brain. If every small problem feels huge, you're not failing. You're fatigued. So here's the real truth. Your brain isn't trying to mess up your life. It's trying to protect it. It's running ancient software in a modern world using survival strategies that don't match the situations you're facing. But once you understand the code, once you catch yourself in the middle of the what if everything goes wrong, you can rewrite the script. The instinct might still show up, but it won't control your entire day. And if you made it this far, here's the part you need to hear. Your brain assumes the worst because it wants you safe. But you're not living in the world it was built for. You're allowed to update the system. You're allowed to stop reacting to shadows that aren't threats. You're allowed to choose interpretation over instinct. And you're allowed to remind your brain, gently or not, that not every unknown is a warning sign. Sometimes it's just unknown. If you found this breakdown helpful, subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Your brain may jump to conclusions, but this time, let it jump toward the subscribe button instead. Your brain has a bad subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Your brain may jump to conclusions, but this time, let it jump toward the subscribe button instead.